Welcome everyone, today we have a special leveling guide for Diablo 4. Looking behind me, I'm just about to reach level 99. That's right, almost one level to level 100. And what I want to do is, I want to be making a guide to show you guys how to get to level 99 super fast after level 73. Now previously, I was able to reach level 80 pretty fast. So in this video, we're looking to from level 73 to level 99. Now you guys can see behind me, we have lots of nodes from level 1 to level 100 step-by-step leveling. And in the previous videos, I was able to get to level 80 super fast. What I wanted to do in this video is, I want to be updating the leveling process after level 73. And this is quite important, because I want to give you guys the best spot for solo farming, co-op farming, and also the best dungeons to be doing this. I also want to go through the Nightmare Dungeon with you guys, and when is the best time to be farming Nightmare Dungeons, and also what is the best Nightmare Dungeon to be farming, and finally, what is the best tier of Nightmare Dungeons you should be farming for bonus experience. Because you can be losing over 40% experience or gaining 25% experience. So it's really important for you to understand this one. Now at the end of the video, I also talk about some of my mistakes I made as I level to level 99, and also what are the other content you can be playing, including Helltide, Legion event, and also the Tree of Whispers, and how are those effective or those can be a trap as well. Now if you guys are level 1 to level 73, I still do recommend coming over to this first part of the video, which will talk about things in more details. Now the downside is, some of the method and also places that we were using in the previous video have been nerfed because of the density of the monsters. So I do recommend coming over to this video now that you are level 73. Now if you guys want the written notes, we do have this posted onto Mobilytics with the written form, so you can come over here for the written notes. This will also be updated for level 73 and also onwards with the updated dungeons and also Nightmare Dungeons. So coming over to our first part. Now why do I recommend to go to one of the dungeon reset places to be farming for after level 73 for experience? So the first thing you need to understand is how to do the dungeon reset. So we have talked about this in many times in each of our farming guide, which I have those links available for you guys. Just a quick summary, if you're in a party, the leader of the party should be in the dungeon and leave the party to reset the party. Once the leader go back in the party, he can invite everybody else. So you need to break down the party each time you reset the dungeon. Now if you're playing solo, there are two ways of doing this. Once you want to reset the dungeon, teleport out of the dungeon using the leave dungeon emote, and then you can teleport back to town and teleport back. Or you can leave the game, log out, then log back in, and this will reset your dungeons. Now the biggest reason we're resetting dungeons instead of going for the Nightmare Dungeons is currently the latest feature for the Nightmare Dungeon is not available. We cannot teleport to the Nightmare Dungeon yet. And once this becomes available, we can be farming Nightmare Dungeons more effectively with more boost of experience. But for now, if you farm the dungeon reset, you're almost at the door of the dungeon each time. And this is so time efficient, and also this gets you a lot more experience. So this is why we have several guides available for each of the spots, and I'll have those links available for you guys. So now let's briefly talk about what is the best spot for you to be farming solo and also co-op from level 73 all the way up to level 95. Now of course guys, you don't have to farm all the way to level 95 using one method. You can still go with the Nightmare Dungeons, which we'll talk about very soon, and the best places to go for those. And of course you can go for Helltide, you can go for Tree of Whispers as well. I'm just giving you guys the most efficient ways and also the best dungeons. It is optional to go for many other choices. I don't want to bore you guys with just farming the same dungeons. So over here, you can see that I have highlighted for the Circle Caverns, it is the best for farming solo experience. So if you come over to this guide video, it is in a circle shape of the dungeon, and this is ideal for solo players. You get tons of bonus experience from the spiderlings, and this is really good for the solo players to be playing. Now if you guys do have a co-op team of 2 players, you have 3 choices at the moment. The Demon's Week, we have had a video to talk about this. This is actually pretty nice with lots of monsters. And similarly, our latest guide was on the Hunter Refuge. This seems to be a different monster type compared to the Demon's Week, and this can also be very good for 2+ players, so you can run anywhere from 2 players to 4 players. Now finally, one of the previous videos we talk about is the Blind Burrows. Now the Blind Burrows is an upgraded version of the Circle Caverns, so this is more catered towards 2 to 3 players or even 4 players if you're farming for the spiders. So the first 2 dungeons you're farming for the spiders, the next 2 dungeons you're farming for large elite packs and also using the Slay Out feature to see the higher density of monsters and also to farm them quickly. Now while fighting for those dungeons, you can take advantage of these potions against certain type of monsters, and this will give you a boost of damage on top of experience. So for the Spherical Caverns and also the Blind Burrows, you want to something against spiders, and for the Demon's Wake, you want something against the Fallen ones, and for the Hunter Refuge, you'll be fighting zombies and also the webs, the specters, the ghosts. I really hate those ones, but they're really good because the dungeon size is very much smaller, they can't get away from you. So those are some of the best methods. I was able to get to level 90 very fast, but as I get closer to level 95, we're looking at Nightmare Dungeons. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates, and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4. So coming over to the second part of the video. Now you can start to look into Nightmare Dungeon much earlier, level 70, 60, 50. Anytime you want to play the Nightmare Dungeons, you can play them. Now why do I recommend to play them once you're stronger? It's because the higher tier you clear, the more glyph experience you'll get, and then the better reward. And the biggest drawback for me, the Nightmare Dungeon, is that you have to run to the Nightmare Dungeons. This can take anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes, and this is much less time inefficient before level 95. After level 95, this will be even better with bonus experience. Now, in order to understand the bonus experience, I recommend coming over to this post from Jump. I've been referring to this a lot. So how you want to understand is, when monsters are below level than you when you're killing them, you get 10%, 20%, 30% less experience for each level you're above the monster. And similarly, if you're lower level than the monster, you're getting 15%, 20%, 25% bonus experience just being 3 levels under the monster. And those are the mark to getting bonus experience. Now while you guys are playing from level 73 all the way up to level 95, you will find that the monsters in those normal dungeons will scale up to your level, up to level 95. But after that, the monster will stop scaling, so they will stay on level 95. And you'll be facing monsters, let's say if you're level 99 versus level 95 monsters, you are losing 40% experience because of this, because of the scaling factor that is hidden with experience. So now this is when the bonus experience and also higher level monsters from the Nightmare Dungeon comes handy. Now if you're fighting monsters just 3 levels above of you, this is actually 5, so you will be capped at 25% bonus experience. So this is one of the best ways, and I recommend doing this after level 95 to be going for Nightmare Dungeons to level up your glyph and also to get more items and also to have some fun with the different content, right? And on top of that, you're earning 40% less experience in the normal dungeons, you're getting 25% more experience by playing the Nightmare Dungeons. Now if we come back into the game, you can see I have lots of Nightmare Dungeon sigils. I actually crafted level 101. So let's go to something lower. Actually, I crafted a few of them because I was getting full. So over here, you can see a lot of Nightmare Dungeons. What you really want to see is a location of the dungeon. This one is in Witchwater with Hauser. And also this one is in Earthenwood with Hauser. So how would you want to differentiate the dungeons? You can look into the affixes which give you a bonus, or maybe the monster's buffs which you don't want to have, you want to be avoiding. But what I recommend is looking at the dungeon type and also location of the dungeon is especially important. And this will come to the next part, because when you just play Nightmare Dungeons randomly, you will not be getting the most, resource and also the time efficiency out of it. So a lot of friends on Reddit have been posting lots of guides for the best Nightmare Dungeon to be playing solo or play as a group. So now if we come over to this post from the Pixel list, over here he's posting a tier list of the Nightmare Dungeons you should be playing as a solo player. And what I do recommend is the top S and also A tier dungeons, you should be keeping those. So over here I'll try to find one that's similar. Okay, I have one that is from Allure Wood, and this is from Act 2. So this is a tier 52 dungeon, and I can go to Allure Wood for this one. Usually what I do is I'll save those dungeons to play solo. And you can see the top 8 of those dungeons for the tiers. Now I do have to say, I do like the Demon's Wake for the additional experience, and usually the tier list is pretty straightforward. You want to go in for the top 2 tier of the dungeons. The lower tier, especially the bottom tier, you want to be avoiding those, especially for the solo player. Those maps are super big and they waste so much time. Now, if you guys are playing co-op for the Nightmare Dungeons, you can come over here for the guide from Shigfoot, and over here you can see there's a different variety of Nightmare Dungeons. Some of those are similar with blind burrows and also lure wood, so you can see some similarities. You can also see some different ones. So what he's focusing on is going to be the dungeon type. For the co-op players, you want to play a closed map so you don't get lost, and you want to avoid big maps. Notice the top tier of the maps are medium maps and also closed maps. As you go to the lower tier of the maps, there are larger maps and even huge maps. You want to be avoiding those, because those dungeons will take you a long time playing as a co-op, even playing as a solo. And this will save you so much time if you start to play Nightmare Dungeons. Now that we talk about the Nightmare Dungeons and also which of the ones you should be playing for the best ones, you could be salvaging the other ones and you'll be getting a lot of more Nightmare Dungeons as you play the dungeon. So here I have some really good ones I can play solo. And then the next question is, what of the tier of the dungeons should you be crafting, should you be playing at a certain level? So coming back to our notes, what I recommend is you should be playing a dungeon that is having monsters at least 3 levels higher than your character. So let's say if I'm currently on level 99, right, I want to play a dungeon that is at least level 102 with a monster level. So how does this work is, let's say if I have a map, this is a tier 54 map, which will be adding another 54 on top of this. So I know the monsters in this map will be 180. So over here you guys can see a brief example. So tier 49 map means 49 plus 50. So anytime you see a tier numbers on it, you just plus 54 to this. So if I'm level 99, I want to find a dungeon that is 102. I want to be going with a tier 48 map, which will give me level 102 monsters. And this is a really good start to get a bonus experience. Now over here, you can see that I'm recommending to start to try the tier 49 maps. But what really, to be honest, you can be trying is, let's say if I'm trying a tier 45 map, 45 plus 54 will be getting level 99 monsters. So if you guys want to start, you can start to trying the tier 45, 44 maps to get level 99 or level 98 monsters as you get to level 95. So this will give you a small gap and also less difficulty. But as you go higher levels, I recommend going for level 49 maps or level 50 maps if you can clear those. Those will give you the maximum benefit of experience while getting the bonus of the loot and also items for your glyphs. Now you're not really getting items for your glyphs, you're getting experience for your glyphs, right? So the higher level tier you are, the more flat experience you get for your glyphs. It is not a major difference from level 45 to 55. There's only just a 10 difference. It is a 10 multiplier difference. I think it's a 20 experience difference. It is not the biggest difference. The bigger part for you guys is to get to level 100 using the Nightmare Dungeons. So you pick the best dungeons, then you pick the best tier for your character. Now coming over to our final part. I know a lot of you have questions. It's like, hey Matt, how did you level so fast? And what do you mean by, 3 days you get to level 99? Well, one of the biggest things is, notice guys, I have been posting lots of videos. And it takes a lot of time to be testing, to be doing those videos. So this is why I say, if I actually played properly, it would have taken me 3 days from level 73 or level 80 to level 99. But of course, I've been working so long for those videos because I didn't really get much time to be playing. And while I'm playing, I'm also super tired. So on the estimations, I can get to level 99 in about 3 days. And that of course, if I play properly and also play like a streamer, right? Now over here, as you farm the Nightmare Dungeons and also dungeons for your levels and also for your glyphs, if you do get bored with the content and also become repetitive, I recommend doing the Helltide over everything else. Because you will need the Helltide materials regardless at any stage of the game. You'll be needing those to reroll and also to be crafting. So this is quite important. You also need those for upgrading your gears. Now as for the Legion event, I recommend doing this with the Helltide if it's in the Helltide zone. Let's see if I can give you guys an example. So notice this is the Helltide, right? Sometimes the Legion event will spawn in the Helltide zone. And that's why I go to do this for the double reward. And finally, as for the Trail of Whispers, I do remember getting about 160,000 experience for completing 10 favors. It is not the biggest factor. Sometimes when I do the Legion event, and this gives me 3 of the reward, when I do the world boss, this gives me 5 favors. I don't usually get out of my way to do Trail of Whispers, except for the PvP boss. So PvP boss over here, you should be doing this every 3 days. To get a bit of the favors, you get 5 favors here, you also get 5 favors here. Oh wait, there's only 1 hour left. I should be doing this after making this video. So I'll be doing that. Get 10 favors quickly, right? To be aware guys, the PvP boss, you can only see the PvP boss once you arrive on the map. And that is if there's a boss on the map. It takes at least like 20 minutes for the boss to respawn, so you really want to look into to killing those boss for a bit of the bonus favors and also for some experience. Now, in case you guys didn't know, I'll be live streaming on Twitch again, and I have just started. So make sure to come over to the links below to join us on Twitch live to say hi, maybe ask me questions or share any tips with the viewers. And while you're here, make sure you follow. And if you do have your Twitch Prime, this is a really good time to use your Twitch Prime over here, supporting us with Twitch Prime. And yes guys, join us as I test build for Diablo, and also join us as you play the game and also farm the game. So stay a while and also listen. We'll also be doing some giveaways and also special viewer events in the Diablo as well. Maybe we do PvP and also related events in the game as we get to the end game, and also help players to go through the dungeons.